Okay, that's going down. So, good morning. I hope that you've had a wonderful week. I am grateful to be here this morning. I'm grateful to have this opportunity to work with you to teach. Um, I'll keep this on, but I that's way distracting. So I wanted to start this morning by sharing just one of my favorites. This comes from the book. It's a Yoga Sutra translation, The Secret Power of Yoga. And it's one of my favorites. But what I wanted to kind of share was this idea that our words and our deeds, everything we do, are meshed together. We don't have the opportunity to think something and not have it affect our body somewhere. So as the judging mind, as our mind barges in, right? And barges in with you're whatever, you're not good enough, or man, look what they're doing, or that is just awful. All of those thoughts that we will have, they are they're judgments. And so as we have this opportunity to unite, we notice imbalances. When we feel at peace, we feel balanced and happy. And when we're judgmental towards ourselves or anyone else, that changes. That becomes an area that is just takes us out of that peace. I've been studying, and I was going to read from my notebook, but in my study, I've been kind of comparing peace versus contention. And I listed all of the ways contention gets into our lives, all of the ways that we do, that we find. And this imbalance is caused when we think judgment type thoughts. And so as we practice today, there are going to be some things that you're like, whoa, Debbie, that's hurting my arm, or that's my shoulder can't do that, or my wrist, or my hips, or and because we can't do it easily, we judge that we aren't enough more often than not, rather than looking at, hey, that's just something new I've never done. So as we practice today, notice when those thoughts come. And then don't be even upset about those thoughts coming, because if you don't recognize them, there's nothing you can do to change them. If you don't realize that you have them, you might think, oh, Deb, I don't have those. I guarantee you do. We all do. Okay, so as we practice, one of the lines that has stood out to me, and I've shared it over and over and over, is that these imbalances can be prevented from engaging by developing a loyalty to a sacred practice. So what is your sacred practice? What is your, where do you go? What do you practice doing with your mind, with your body, with your heart, with your spirit? So as we practice today, that's kind of where I wanted to stay. Okay, so I still have my socks on, but go ahead and take them off. And most of you have your balls handy. These are just racquetballs. Balls. Okay, Walmart has them. They are not out of stock. I don't know if they're essential. They're essential for me. So go ahead and you're just gonna find that, press that under your, just under your left foot. It's under my right foot, but as you view this, do it with your left foot, okay? I can see how this works a little bit better. I've been watching my recording and I'm like, because I had somebody tell me that when I'm doing it, when I'm doing my right, they see me doing my right. And I usually cue left when I'm doing right. But so when I'm viewing it like on my computer screen, I've got my right foot down, right? But on the big one, it's still my right foot, but it's reversed. And so you would be seeing it as your left foot. So that's one of the questions I've had. I know, craziness. So go ahead and you're looking for tender places underneath that foot. Please take your socks off. Even if you're a little chilly, find those tight places. Under the arch is where you usually find them. You can find them. There's an inner arch here, right? There's also an outer arch. So you want to find them on both places. I find them on the ball of my foot, just right underneath, sometimes on the ball of my foot. I can find them on my heel. So push down. You're using your left foot. And once you've done the one foot, okay, when you do a rolling, we haven't done this a ton, but I want you to roll it long and back. So forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, and then push and shear it across. You're accessing some fascia, some pressure points, to side over those places that were quite tender, okay? And then, so you're doing it, notice my heel's down, you're doing it with the heel down, and then toe down, and do it across the heel with your ball of your foot down. I wonder if you can do this HD. Oh, I have lots to learn. I'm looking on my screen and it's a little blurry. I bet I could, but I need to just figure out how to do that. Go ahead and change to the second side, which is going to be your right foot if you're facing me. So you're finding little tight places, wonderful spots, ooh, inner arch. And then go ahead and outer arch. And then roll all the way long. Let it be, the ball be far enough away that we don't torque on the knee. Yeah, beautifully done. And then go ahead and shear. So put the heel down and shear across the ball of the foot, back and forth, back and forth. You may think this really doesn't do a ton, but it is very, and you might start to lose the ball, just pull it back. This is, the bottoms of our feet have so many nerve endings, right? And they attach different meridians, different centers that go into the body. This has just been really beneficial. Go ahead and pull it back, put the ball of the foot down, and do the heel, or just right there at the top of the heel where the heel goes into the arch. Just going side to side, right? Okay. Now, we're going to do it on our hands. I find that my hands have been really kind of sore. So bring it up, and you're going to push. This might take a little bit of time. This one, the push down is fine. What I'd like you to do is find your joints. Arthritis wise, you'll notice I'm over here on my thumb. I have a tendency to have some pain in that joint. It's an injury. I'll tell you how I got it. And then just kind of do it all around. And then I'd like you to take and roll it on the top. Now this is very stimulating for the hands and the fingers. Notice I'm rolling each finger and the thumb clear up to the wrist and back down. And then just pause. Notice that you can feel the tingle. You've awakened cells, blood flow increased. Okay, do the other hand. So you're on your right hand now. If you did your right hand first, do the second one because you have two of them. And then take the ball and let's do the top of the hand, the thumb, a couple times, all the way up to the wrists, the fingers. All of them. Okay. Now, one of the things I do with this is I have one in a sock, a knee-high nylon, down at the bottom. And I just throw it over my shoulder, and I'll do this on the back, on the wall. It's a fabulous way to access back there. Okay. I love to have my husband rub it, but sometimes he's not here. Okay. So that's really beneficial. That was very distracting, but it was very beneficial to watch for a sec. I could have just done that later. So, welcome this morning. Here we go. Start rolling through your shoulders, forward, up, and back, letting that movement just really find every ounce. So it's not a, okay, I'm up there. Yeah. No, it's a really slow forward, and maybe in the forward you get a stretch in the back and then up. We did in class yesterday some inversions, and so my shoulders feel the effect of, yeah, you did some different things yesterday. That's fabulous. That means we're alive, right? So go ahead and keep rolling that way. I'm just going to grab, I don't know if you grabbed your straps. They disappear too. No, that isn't it. Oh, it's over here. It must have gotten used by someone else. Put it in the basket. Okay, so continue to roll through those shoulders. If you didn't have your strap, I know most of you have them. Go ahead and run get it because we'll use it in a minute. You can, guess what? You can walk around and do your shoulders. It's pretty amazing. Go ahead and reverse it. So now go back, up, forward, and down. Same slowness. Back, up. I start to notice that my neck kind of wants to come forward, right? So I'm going back and up. It's okay. We're just moving right now. And then a little bit of a bend, get down through that side body. Oh, yeah. Just go side to side. And I've got a little twist going on. I'm taking my shoulders like this and then over. So I'll take them like this. So your right one comes forward, left one goes back, and there's that little, yeah, forward, back, come one more the other side, forward and back, and take that twist. It's just such a fabulous way to find that. And then pause. Notice that as we make these pauses, some of the imbalance goes away. And so when this devotion to a sacred practice, this is my opinion. I think it's pretty accurate. And I think it would be fact. Our bodies are meant to move. They've been given to us to move, to act, right? So one of the things that I have been kind of some of the study, just reading a ton more than normal. Also been working on a baptism dress for a granddaughter. And this here, paying attention, yeah, that's a little bit more the reading I do. I usually prop up, I try to get a prop under my neck and under my low back and do this in bed so that my back has this kind of an arch. But I know that if you're there for a long period of time, you start to feel it in your necks, okay? So let's do some neck stuff. Go ahead and lift your chin. Stretch the whole front of the neck up. And then go ahead and bring it down. As close to the chest as you can. You can totally puff up your chest. You should be feeling this along the back, down in between the shoulder blades maybe, right here into the deltoid muscle. Keeping it down, you can just listen. Go ahead and turn the ear to one side. So or turn the nose to look to the right and bring it back. And look it to the left. And bring it back and look to the right. And bring it back and look to the left. And then just hold it down. Pull the shoulders up by the ears. Pull them back down. Pull them up by the ears and pull them back down. Up by the ears and pull them back down. And then go ahead. Through the shoulders again. It's amazing to me is doing a little bit of that. Oh yeah. So to me, this is a sacred practice. I'm honoring and treating this body with great care. Okay, grab your straps. I'm going to work some outside of the shoulders, some biceps, some tricep. Okay, you're going to come here. It is not higher than your shoulder height. Okay, and if you like the fingers drop them to where the fingers would be right there at the shoulder height. Okay, you can still grab hold, but the tendency for us is to go up higher. Okay, that works something different than what I want to work. You're right on the edge of your chair. You're sitting up straight and tall. We really didn't have a centering time, did we, today? We can put the straps down, bring your hands to your heart center. Holy cow, who's your teacher? Close your eyes, inhale deeply, exhale audibly. Inhale again, exhale audibly again. Come to this place of calm, of peace, of quiet, with the breath going long and slow, up and down your spine. This sense of wonderment fills me. Let it fill your heart for this beautiful gift of a body. Bow to yourself. to your intention, to your willingness to be on your chair today. And I sent this to a few more people. If you've never met me before, welcome. And then go ahead and come down. If you don't have one of these, you can get them on Amazon. Walmart has them. If you live close to me, then I can get you. Go ahead and you're just going to pull out and back. Pull out and back. Go both arms out and back. Now this isn't an up and down. It's just out. One of the tendencies we have when it's hard is to kind of go, oh, and we use those muscles to lift our arms. That's not what we're using. So just go ahead and go out, hold, and back. Out, hold, and back. Now I want you to notice what happens. Okay, if you go out, does it do this to get it out? If it did, pull those shoulders back on the back. We're using the arms, but the arms, when we engage them well, go right into the back muscles. Go ahead and hold it, hold it, hold. Take another breath and release it down, and then roll through those shoulders. Okay. Go ahead and see if you can leave the shoulders on your back. Notice your head, and if it kind of juts forward a little bit, let me go to the side, then go ahead. It's like somebody's pulling on the back of your ears. Okay, and you're gonna, this is actually great posture, sitting up like this. We don't do that. Think of all the times on the computer, you're looking, you're typing. It's totally taking us out. So we're just practicing, okay? We're just practicing that alignment. That's where we want to sit. Okay, so this next one, would you take, and you're just going to turn so that your thumbs are now facing up. You're going to pull it out wide a little bit. You won't be able to go as far. And if you've got the green, this is like a medium weight. Okay, there are lighter weights. So here, and then I want you to pull it in and push it back. Now there's a little bit, notice there's not a ton, but there's a little bit of give there. You're pulling in, feel this shoulder blades squeeze together. You're pushing it out. You're pulling it in. Shoulder blades squeeze together. You're pushing it out. Pull it in. Notice my elbows aren't clear out to the side, but they're not grabbing that either. When they grab here, they roll forward. When they're out here, they roll forward. So we're learning and training our shoulders. We want them back and down. So come back. So we've got a little pull and back down. You're like, Debbie, you took a break. I know I did. One more, and pull it down and then release. You should feel that pretty much through the back, and you'll feel it here in the chest, in the front of the deltoid, the shoulder. Go ahead and roll through those shoulders again. Round. Come around as tight as you can. Tuck your chin and bring your head towards your knees. So you really are creating. In class, we talk about if you've got this natural ground peanut butter and you take your spoon in, it curls into a scoop. And then I had one gentleman say, oh, it's just a scoop of ice cream. So I'd like to have you come up all the way tight and then scoop that curl ice cream, including the head. You're just a really good scooper, right? Take it up, curl it back down and in. Okay, take it back up. Head back, somebody's tugging on my ears, right? And curl it back in. Come all the way up, one more, and curl it back in. Okay, so I want you to take your strap. You need to use the back of your chair. Go ahead and stand up. I want you to sit kind of right in the middle of it. It's going to be right on the edge of the chair. Okay, so the weight of your body. I've been playing. Come out a ways. Okay, I don't want this to be so hard that you are so sore tomorrow you can hardly move. That's of no benefit to you because you'll never want to get back down and do it. But enough that it's like, oh, I worked something. Okay, so I've probably got 12 inches from the sides of my hip to where I'm holding this strap and I'm not pulling it yet, okay? But we are gonna pull it. So go ahead and pull out. Notice I'm not moving very far and back in. Now, the same thing happening. If I turn my palm up, then my shoulders tend to want to go on the back. I still want to have somebody pulling on my ears. Out and back. Out and back. Out and back. One more. Out and back. Now out and hold. Out and just hold it. Okay? And then you're just going to do a couple little pulses up. So this is bicep, but it's working so much more than just the bicep. It really helps us keep our back and our spine in its optimal place. And you know, there really isn't a time we want our spine to be flexible, but we don't. And then go ahead and hold up, right? Pull back with your elbows, not in, but back, and find that shoulder. There's a little bit of a back bend going on here, and then release. Go ahead and leave these here on your legs and roll through those shoulders again. So we have done shoulders before, those of you that have been in class, okay? But we haven't done some of these. These are new things. Okay. Now, we do want to work the back of the arm. I was with my granddaughters the other day, and we were showing our muscles, right? And they're like, Grandma, you've got a really big muscle. And I'm like, but I've got this too. Welcome to old age. So, same thing. You're holding on to them. You're going to move them forward here, okay? And then they're going to pull back. Now, I'm going to take mine and do it just a tiny bit shorter so that when I pull the back motion, and I'm going to pull, and I'm pulling back. So I'm pulling out, and then I'm letting it release, but I'm not letting it just slingshot back. So I'm just holding it back. Pull up, and then I'm just releasing it back, okay? Shoulders are on the back still. Head is up. Take it out. Release it back. Pull it out. Release it back. Pull it out. Release it back. One more. Pull it out. Hold. Oh, let's do one more first, and then we'll hold. Go ahead and pull out. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. And just hold. Pull back with your shoulders. Pull back with your arms. But you're not letting the strap move. You're just strengthening the whole backside of your body and release. But you will feel it here as well on your shoulders. Roll through that. Curl and round and back up. Curl and round and back up. So what I'm trying to do with these recordings, remember that last week we did a ton with our block and our feet. We'll do a little bit more, but you've got the links, so you can go back and watch. It's like, oh, I need my feet. Oh, I need my shoulders, right? Okay. Well, every time we'll do some of our sun salutations and our down dogs that we do on our chair, so that we can feel that sensation of stretching, because that should be done every day. But we don't want to work our shoulders every day. Okay. So I don't know, maybe what I know what I'll do. In the description, I'll put shoulder work with straps, okay? Block work with the legs. So we are going to do a little bit of the block just because we always need to do this one. This is a very important one, okay? So the block is ahead of my feet. I never want my knee to be deeper than, let me say not deeper. When I'm working my thighs, like lunges, I don't want to be a smaller angle than a 90. I want a 90-degree angle. So we want to work our feet there. So the block is out there. I'm going to turn to the side, okay? Go ahead. Using your right foot, push it down. The heel is coming all the way down, and notice this knee is at a 90-degree angle. Okay. If you have the block closer, it won't be, and that's detrimental on the front of the knee, on the knee joint itself. Okay. Try to get the heel all the way to the floor. That may be just really like impossible for you. You're just pushing down. You are welcome to lean forward. Notice that I'm leaning, however, with a flat back. It is not this, to lean forward. Really make your hips crease. Make the hinge of your hips work. So push forward. If you want to put your forearms on your thighs and put some extra weight on there, try to get your toes to not curl around the block, but to expand and maybe even spread. Okay? Pushing down. Go ahead and come up and down, up and notice my angle. Yeah, it just stays the same. It takes it out of the knee joint. We want to be able to move and straighten. We want to have that flexibility, but working at that point is not a benefit always, especially as we age. Go ahead, second side. Okay, so you're on your left foot. Bring it down as you change, and up and back down, and up and back down. Our ankles, we lose, and most of it is that we just don't do some of the movement we used to do. And so this is really just, you can totally do little ankle circles, which we did in the other recording. If you didn't do them on the other side, come and do them on the other side. And then will you just push the block away and pause and notice how your ankles and feet feel, how the shins feel. It's fabulous work. We're going to take this block and we are going to bring it up and squeeze our thighs. We're going to work a little bit. We try to work everything in the body, but sometimes we don't work as much like on the shoulders. We still do some shoulder work. Notice the block's up high. Push down on the block and notice and kind of lean, do that same hinge forward. Okay. I'll do it from the side. Push down on the block and hinge forward. Squeeze the block with your thighs. One of the things I notice is my weight loves to shift to the outside of my feet here. Try to really push the inner as you hug in. We notice we hug and we don't let the knees knock. Well, you're like, well, of course, they have blocks there. We don't want this alignment, okay? As women, we have a natural wider hip than me, okay? We want to learn to keep it here. So push, you got this up high, push it down, take the lean forward. Go ahead and round it back. I had this idea, come all the way up. You're still squeezing the block the entire time. Push down, hinge forward. This is part of our sun salutation. You're going to know this. Notice that I'm doing this so that I can see. See if you can even go top of the head. So the nose is turning slightly down so that from the top of my head to my sit bone is that long line of energy. Push down on the block and then pushing down, round it back. Feel it start in the low back. The tailbone can tuck and you're just rounding as much as you can. And then you're going to start at the sit bones. Push down into your chair, push down into your feet, squeeze this block and unwind. So we do this all the time and we want our body to have, that spine to have the flexibility to curl and lengthen, curl and lengthen. We lose that very quickly. Okay. Hinge forward, push down on the block. If you have the flexibility, go ahead and let your chest come down on the block. Your hands can leave. You're going to feel a lot of work going on in your thighs. Okay, breathe. Go ahead and put your hands either on your thighs or the block, and you're just going to round back, but you're still hugging the block. Okay, your thighs are working. Come all the way up. So squeeze the block and uncurl the spine. Let's do another one of those. Lean forward. Go ahead and push down on the block, and then maybe your chest can be the push down on that block. That's a lot of work. And then hands on the thighs, round it back. And then go ahead and uncurl all the way up. Okay. Let's add some twists into this. Bring this hand to this side. Okay. Your left hand goes to the chair. This shoulder will want to roll forward. You have the option, and please do it, of lifting it up, bend the elbow, and taking it back. So from the side, I'm reaching back. This isn't pulling forward. So look down and notice, is it rounding forward? If it is, bend your elbow, lift it up, and see if you can do that. We've already done that back circle. That's what you want to have. Grab the back of that chair, okay? You're still sitting on the edge, right? Okay, back it goes, which means this part of my body is opening already towards the side before I ever take the twist. Hand here, and then pull this side of the rib cage towards the chair, this side of the rib cage towards the front of the rib, and just twist. I'm going to do the same curl, right? We're lengthened. Go ahead and curl and round. Come all the way back up, uncurl, and curl and round. Come all the way back up and uncurl, curl and round. One more. Come all the way back up. Shoulder stays back the whole time. And curl. Come all the way back up. Oh, yeah. Pause and just notice. Okay. Squeeze this block. We're going forward again. Forward. Go ahead and let the chest lean on that while you're squeezing the block. Hands on the thighs, round it back. Sit all the way up, pulling the shoulders on the back. Take the twist that direction, right? So you're going to your left. Left hand goes back. Check the shoulder. Oh, yeah, I want to reach. That action is vital, okay? This hand, your right hand comes onto your left thigh. Go ahead and pull this rib cage on the left side back towards the chair. This side moves forward, taking the twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl it round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl it round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl it round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. One more. Inhale, lengthen, 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 curl. Wow. Come back and just release the hands and slowly use your muscles to turn yourself back. Beautifully done. Grab your block. Maybe it needs to be moved up a little bit. Lean forward, pushing down the block. Let your chest come onto the block. Try to stay long. Hug the block in. Hands on the thighs. Round. Come all the way up. Uncurling. Beautifully done. And then pause. Feel the vibrations in your feet, in your legs, in your hips, in your waistline, in your rib cage, in your shoulders, down your hands, down to your hands, in your neck. So yoga is about finding the imbalances, right, and balancing them back. Find your devotion to a sacred practice. Now, that does include reading sacred texts. That does include your mind, clearing of thoughts, right? Those judgment thoughts and others. But almost always those negative thoughts are judgments. Just pay attention, okay? The other thing is also included is moving our bodies. Our bodies are meant to move. This is a sacred practice. Did I give you long enough? I hope so. Okay. Go ahead and take the block out. Okay. So, pretty good overall warm-up of the body this morning. Go ahead and stand up, okay? You're going to move your chair. You don't have to move your chair. You can move around behind. If it's on carpet, it's fine. If it's on hardwood floor, would you put it on something? A mat, okay? So, doing our down dogs. Ready? So, we'll stand up. We'll walk in. We can lift our arms if that's it. If you can't get your arms, then lift them here. Okay, totally fine. Maybe here. Try to put the palms, notice. In fact, do this, just turn the palms in and you'll see that the shoulders roll. Go ahead and turn the thumbs, let them go out and turn it back. So one of the things that helps us is getting that on the back, right? So plant your hands, step back, stretch. There's our down dog. Okay, head between the hands, reach back. Maybe you need a little bend in the knees. You're sticking your rear end way back. Breathe and deepen, okay? And then we're gonna do something just a little bit different today. We're gonna kind of go up and down. It's a stretch for the hamstring, okay? Notice my bum isn't moving, it's my body. So if you go, "Oh, that's okay, Deb," you're welcome to turn that chair around or to move to the other side of the chair to put your hands. Okay, this is just for some of you. Reach back, lengthen. This is going to feel a little different. It's a little bit more of a down dog shape. Okay, push in. Okay, notice your legs. The weight will want to shift to the outside of the feet. Push the inner edge down and just lengthen back. Find that stretch, that lengthen, and then come back in. Now, if that is like, there's no way, this is totally fine. Okay, so this is what we do. We go back and find the maximum stretch. Then we walk back in and just inhale the arms up. And then they come back down. Step back. Find your maximum length. Inhale, length. Exhale. Let's hold it. Maybe you come out a little and come back in. Inhale and come back in. Walk the feet in. Inhale. And exhale and pause. Take another inhale. And exhale, step back. Bend the knees slightly. Find the length in the spine. Breathing deeply. Hold another breath. And then go ahead and go a little deeper if you like. And come back up. And go a little deeper if you like. And come back up. And then walk in. Inhale. Hands. And just hold. Notice that you're going to become more aware of where you want your body. Shoulders are on the back. Maybe the thumbs rotate out a little bit so that the shoulders can go on the back. Somebody's tugging on my ears, the back of my ears. Breathe deeply. We don't spend an awful lot of time here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, plant those hands and step back. Find that length. This is our last one. Okay. Bend your knees if you want to. Reach the sit bones. You're going for length in the spine. Go ahead and come up a little bit. Come back down. Maybe go a little deeper. Come up a little bit. Go back down. Maybe a little bit deeper. Come back up. Go back down. Maybe a little bit deeper. Inhale. Walk back in. Arms go up. Hands to the heart. Shoulders on the back. Ears being pulled back. Standing up as tall as you can. Feel the push down into the floor with the feet. Notice the length and up and out of the head. Take a couple of deep breaths. Beautifully done. Okay, we're going to go to the floor. Now, if going to the floor is impossible, okay, I'll show you what to do in your chair before you go to the floor. If you're on the floor, we're doing windshield wipers. It's one of the most fabulous things you can do for your spine. So actually, let me show you the floor first so that they can get started while we do our chair. So you'll lie down on the floor. I'm going to show you from the side too. Knees stay bent. Again, palms are facing up. That anatomical pull the shoulder on the back is valuable. Inhale. You're just going to inhale up, exhale. And as the knees go one way, the head goes the other. Inhale up and exhale. Inhale up and exhale. You get the drift. Not rocket science, right? But there's some fabulous stuff going on. So you go ahead and do that, okay? And while you do that, if you can't get up and down on the floor, if it's just something you haven't done for a long, long time, I would suggest that you maybe do at least once a day, get down and back up. Because if you fall, you want to be able to get yourself back up. You need to develop those muscles. But if that's really, really strenuous, okay, it comes. It will come back, I promise. If you'll have a devotion to the sacred practice of moving your body. You can move inhale here. Exhale, just take your legs and your body stays here. So there's that twist. In, that's the exhale. Inhale, you step back. Exhale, you're going to move your legs around to the other side and twist here. Okay, inhale. Exhale. So if you're in the chair, take an extra breath. On the floor, you don't need it, okay? Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And take the twist. So you notice we're taking an extra breath in the twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale back to center. And exhale. Take one more. Inhale. And exhale. So if you're on the floor, you're going a lot faster than this, but it's okay. It's not the speed of the movement that makes it better. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And on the exhale, move back to center. Okay. Go ahead and let's do 3 more each side. And exhale. Turn. Going to your left. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to center. Inhale and exhale. Go to your right. Inhale and exhale. Come back to center. Inhale and exhale. Here we go. Second time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Turn. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more each side. Take it to the side. Inhale and exhale. 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 Come back to the center. Inhale and exhale. If you're on the floor, please find a place where you can work your way into Shavasana. Shavasana means dead corpse pose, so you're going to look like a corpse. So I'll show you on the floor, on the mat. Notice you can't see. Move back just a tad. So, pillows. You want a bolster under your knees. That aligns the spine well. So you'll lie down, okay? You'll notice as I lie down this way, I'm going to help my spine by holding on to my legs. One leg and the other, palms facing up again. Move stuff out of the way. And just let everything go. Close your eyes. If that's an impossible move for you to get down on the floor, it's fine. Okay, go ahead and come up into your chair. Inhale and exhale, and then just go ahead and come over your pillow. Maybe you need more than one. You notice I've got 2, one's folded. Let your hands, let yourself just hang. If you want your head to turn to one side, it will help you so you can breathe. Letting the breath be long and slow. Letting the stretch happen. So this is also a very good yin pose. Yin yoga is yoga. We get into a pose and we hold it for minutes at a time. This is a wonderful stretch of the low back here. And you can come in and you can find that quite easily. We're going to stay in Shavasana for a good 5 minutes. So as you're there, whether you're on the floor or you're in your chair, and I've lifted up so that you can hear me better. But just stay. You don't need to see me. I'm not doing anything magnificent right now. Actually, this is magnificent to just hold. I'd like you to go back one last time for class today to the idea of your devotion, that the imbalances can be prevented by a devotion to a sacred practice. It's a pretty big claim that we have the opportunity to keep our imbalances from affecting our life. What are your devotions? One of the things that I think as a culture, we've separated those. They can't be separated. Okay? What we do with our body affects our mind and our spirit. What we do with our spirit affects our mind and our body. What we do with our mind affects our body and our spirit. They are interconnected. They are a part of each other. So as we inhale and exhale, breathing, inhale and exhale, breathing. We come to understand, if we let ourselves pause, that I'm feeling this, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling all of those feelings that are feelings we feel. The irritation, the envy, the jealousy, all those things that create contention. That's just a word that is sometimes found in the scriptures that has really made me feel the difference between the contention and the peace. And this devotion to a sacred practice, moving my body, paying attention to how it moves, breathing deeply with my body, paying attention to my breath, letting myself pause and feel the benefits or the effect of what I've done. Go ahead and deepen your breath. Well done. If you're on your backs, you can just start wiggling fingers and toes. I am going to get down one more time. I want to show you the best way to get up. Okay? I think this is done best if I back up a little bit. So if you're on your back and you've got bolsters or pillows under your knees, okay? I'm going to make sure I'm all on the screen. We did inversions on the couch yesterday, and I noticed on Facebook Live, they couldn't see me. You could on Instagram and on my recording, but you couldn't see me on the actual live. So you're going to start wiggling fingers and toes. I love, love, love. You can hear it in my voice. The stretch and the yawn that comes. Let the toes reach, the arms reach, and if you can't get them overhead, it's okay. Wiggle fingers and toes. You're going to bend one knee. I usually bend one, and that's what I love about these pillows. Guys in class, you're going to notice the bolsters are going to be gone. They won't be gone, but I think I'm going to add pillows when we get back to class. Okay, make sure you're here. Then you're going to bend to just roll over to one side. That's a fetal position. Oh, pause there long enough to offer just this little prayer of gratitude for, oh my gosh, my body can move still. Then use your hands, one and then the other, pushing, okay, from hands and elbows to come up to a seat, okay? And then from there, if you need to, you can sit on the floor if that's comfortable for you. If not, then you're just going to grab the chair, right? And push yourself back up to your hands and your knees. From your hands, get one leg up and then the other. Okay, I would, if that's a really difficult, because that was the toughest thing of class today, which I understand if you haven't been doing it, I would practice that. I would get down and get back up and get down and get back up. It will get easier. You're like, Debbie, it is not a pretty sight. You're at home. I can't see you. So it's okay to practice, right? So that would be, I would encourage that. Okay. Maybe you got all the way up and you're like, okay, let me try it one more time. You will strengthen yourself, okay? This body is meant to move. If we don't move it, we will lose the ability to move it. Okay. So for one last time, go ahead and sit right on the edge of your chair. If you're on the floor, you're on the edge of those sit bones on the floor. Bring the hands to your heart center. Take a deep inhale. Take an audible exhale. Another inhale. Another exhale. So I was reading an article this morning of a doctor that works on frontline defense in the hospitals right now in San Francisco. And she and her husband and her sons actually have an organic farm, which there are a lot of those up in the Northern California area. But she talked about singing out loud. It's kind of scary for some of us. And even though I do with a group, I don't often at home. So would you find a song today and the devotion to the sacred practice of voicing? Find a favorite song and sing along with it today, out loud. Most of you guys are just alone or with your spouse. It's okay. If they laugh at you, you're at least doing the assignment. I know, that was the only homework assignment. Well, that and getting up and down and practicing. Right? Okay. So we're going to do an Om just to practice. And if you want to just do an Om, that's fine. Those are easy. It's an ah, ooh, sound. Okay. Take a deep inhale. An audible exhale. Take another inhale to Om. It's not always pretty, guys. Take a deep inhale and then exhale and just notice in your voice. Remember our bumblebee breath. Notice what happens. That bumblebee breath is a great one to keep strengthening your vocal cords, but also to help break up any congestion. I found myself this morning with a little bit of a cold. It was so warm and we were outside so much, And then this week's been cold, rainy today. Supposed to get a few snow flurries. So we're dipping back down in the 30s. So find an opportunity to sing out loud today. How much I am appreciative for the opportunity to share what I love. The good, the divine, the great, the light within me recognizes and bows to the good, the divine,